Hello everyone, most AI tools can give you an answer, but you still have to find the files, check the sources, open the right apps, and finish the work yourself. Gemini Spark is designed to handle that next part. It is one of the easiest AI agents to use. It can work across your connected apps, complete several steps, and create the final output for you. It can even learn how you want a repeated task completed, save that process as a skill, and run it automatically in the future. In this video, I'll show you how it works through 4 practical examples, so let's get started. So what exactly is Gemini Spark? Gemini Spark is Google's personal AI agent inside Gemini. It is not simply another version of Gemini Chat. You give Spark a goal and it can work through the steps needed to complete it. For example, it can search Gmail for relevant messages, find files in Google Drive, check current information online, and create or update documents and spreadsheets. It can work across connected Google apps such as Gmail, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Calendar. You can also see its progress, review what it has done, and step in when approval is needed. Because the work runs in the cloud, Spark can continue working in the background while you do something else. Spark is organized around 3 main parts. A task is the job you want Spark to complete. A skill saves the instructions for how that type of job should be completed, and a schedule tells Spark when to run it, either at a particular time or when a specific event happens. The difference between normal Gemini Chat and Spark is that Gemini Chat gives you an answer, while Spark takes a goal and completes the work across your connected apps. So let's start with the setup. Open Gemini and select Spark from the sidebar. If Spark is not visible, check whether it is currently available for your account, subscription, and region. Next, go to Settings, and from here, select Personal Intelligence and make sure memory is toggled on, as this will help Spark remember your preferences and learn how you work. We will also come here to connected apps and make sure that all of Google Workspace, search services, and YouTube are all selected and toggled on. For the first use case, I want Spark to create a weekly AI intelligence briefing for the company. A normal AI news report is often too generic. It tells you what happened, but it does not know your company's priorities, current projects, or client needs. Here, the useful part is that Spark can connect 3 different types of context. It will use newsletters in Gmail to identify possible developments, your company's internal files in Drive to judge their relevance, and current web search to verify the final claims. What I'm going to do is give Spark a clear reporting goal, then tell it exactly which sources to use and how to treat each one. So I'll add this prompt. Create a weekly AI intelligence briefing for the company. Use 3 source groups, and I've asked it to look at Gmail and Drive and search. I've asked it to select the 5 developments most relevant to the company's work and to compare the developments with the company's current priorities and projects, and I've stated the output that I want here. I'm going to enter that, and Spark can now work through Gmail, Drive, and the web as part of the same task. You can see that Spark has done more than summarize the latest AI news. It has given me the main takeaways, ranked the 5 developments by relevance, connected them to the company's current projects, and identified the teams that may be affected. It's also given me the strategic alignment and priority comparison. Most importantly, it turned the findings into action and has made some useful recommendations. So we combined external updates with internal company context and turned them into a focused briefing with clear priorities, deadlines, and next steps. And you can use the same method for competitor reviews, technology updates, academic research priorities, or a weekly leadership briefing. For the second use case, we are going to turn a meeting into a clear action system. And the goal here is not simply to create another meeting summary. I want Spark to identify what was actually agreed, separate confirmed actions from suggestions and unresolved questions, then prepare the changes for an existing project tracker. The tracker already contains earlier actions, so Spark also needs to preserve those rows and continue the existing action ID sequence. Here is the important control in this workflow. I am asking Spark to show me the proposed changes first. It must not update the tracker or create the email draft until I approve what it has identified. So let's enter that. You can see that Spark has extracted the actions that were clearly assigned during the meeting, along with their owners, deadlines, and dependencies. Where information was missing, it flagged the gap instead of making assumptions. It also separated confirmed actions from unresolved questions and suggestions that nobody had agreed to take forward. It prepares the proposed new rows for the project action tracker and has also created a follow-up email draft in Gmail and clearly confirms that it has not been sent. I've now reviewed the proposed table and they match what was agreed in the meeting. So I can approve the tracker update, and now you'll see that Spark has preserved the earlier tracker entries and continued the existing action ID sequence. It has added only the 4 confirmed actions. The missing information is clearly marked and none of the unapproved suggestions have been added as tasks. Spark has also prepared the follow-up email using the same confirmed information. The email separates the decisions, assigned actions, and unresolved questions so everyone can see what was agreed and what still needs clarification. If Spark cannot verify the participants' email addresses, I can add the recipients myself before sending it. So Spark identified the confirmed actions, showed me the proposed changes for approval, then updated the tracker and prepared the follow-up email. Well, you can use this approval-based workflow for almost any type of meeting. For the third use case, I want Spark to help me make a real purchase decision. I need a laptop under $1,000 that can handle 4K video editing. A normal search gives me lists of products. The problem is that prices change, the same model appears in several configurations, and recommendations often use unclear criteria. So I'm giving Spark my budget, minimum requirements, and the exact weighting it should use, then asking it to create the final comparison in Google Sheets. But before I do that, I want it to come back with the evaluation criteria that we will use to evaluate each laptop, so I will enter this prompt. Once it comes back with the evaluation criteria and percentage weights and the minimum requirements, I can review them and check that I am happy with what it has proposed. I then add my follow-up prompt where I ask it to help me find the best current laptop available. From this single request, Spark has to search the live market, check exact configurations, apply the same criteria to every laptop, calculate the scores, and create the sheet. Okay, so now that Spark has completed the research, let's have a look at the results. It starts with a clear summary of its top recommendations, including the best overall option, the best value option, and the most powerful option, with a short explanation of why each one was selected. It has also highlighted reasons I might want to delay the purchase, such as upcoming sales. Then, in the completed sheet, I can see all 5 laptops ranked and compared in one place. For each option, Spark has included the exact configuration, current price, retailer, key specifications, upgrade options, main strength, main drawback, and product link. It has also scored every laptop against the same 5 criteria and used formulas to calculate the weighted totals and final ranking. So Spark turns a complex purchase search into a clear, transparent comparison that makes the final decision much easier. For our fourth use case, we're going to create an executive report, save the method as a reusable skill, and then schedule it to run automatically. I also have an approved executive brief template that Spark must follow without changing the structure or filling any gaps with guesses. I'll start by asking Spark to find the latest weekly update documents, follow the approved template, and create a new executive brief without changing any of the source files. So I'll add this prompt. Spark is now finding the latest updates, reading the template, and creating the report in the correct folder. So if we open our executive weekly brief, you'll see that it's given us all the main areas we requested. We have our overall status, our key progress, the delays and blockers affecting our project, risks, decisions or support needed, and priorities for the following week. Next, I want to save this method as a reusable skill. I'll stay in the same task because Spark already has the context from the process it has just completed. So I've added this prompt: turn the reporting process you just completed into a reusable skill called Create Executive Weekly Brief, and I've specified the aspects that the skill must have. And you can see it has now created the skill and has saved it, and it's now active. To trigger the skill, all we need to do is use prompts that say create an executive weekly brief or generate an executive weekly report, and it will produce it using the same template. Now I want to schedule this skill so it can run automatically without me starting it each time. So I'll add this prompt and tell Spark that I want it to run the Create Executive Weekly Brief every Friday at 3 p.m. Spark confirms the schedule and I can check it from the Schedules section. From here I can pause it, edit it, or run it immediately. And because Spark runs in the cloud, the scheduled task can continue even when my laptop is switched off. So the task created the workflow, the skill saved the method, and the schedule determines when it runs. So in this video, we looked at Gemini Spark and 4 practical ways you can use it to improve your productivity. If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more practical AI workflows, and I'll see you in the next one.